today we've got a fun episode where we're going to talk about 2 suburbs of Madison, both that have Norwegian heritage, and we didn't say which ones they were, so I don't know if you figured it out yet, but one is going to be Stoughton and the other is going to be Mount Horeb. And we'll just kind of break down some market facts for both places and then get into kind of lifestyle, community, what both have to offer, and go from there. So I think we should start with Stoughton because that's probably the one most people are familiar with. Stoughton months of inventory, and what that means is if we were to be able to sell everything that's on the market right now, how long would that take? It's about 3.75 months of inventory, which is still technically a seller's market. We say a balanced market is about 6 months. So still tipping towards sellers, but more friendly for buyers because there is more inventory than we've had since pre-pandemic, and interest rates are lower. So super helpful for buyers. We're seeing median sold price of about $455,000. This is after August 31 numbers, so that's when we've seen the peak prices be calculated. And we've got new construction, we've got resale, just a lot of everything.
Yeah, recently I've been down in Stoughton with a couple of people and it's been nice. Even though the houses weren't a match for them, they definitely had 3 to 4 days to think about it, which is fantastic compared to what we're used to. So I really am liking the uptake in inventory. 6 months is a balanced market, but it's still a great spot for sellers and for buyers. Stoughton also too, the reason they were looking in Stoughton was because it's still close enough to Madison.
Yeah.
They were factoring that they'd have, depending where you're at, between a 20 to 30 minute commute in, and for hospital workers that was great and fit the bill, and also too had a couple government workers, just state government workers looking down there as well.
Well, I think the nice part about, like you said, the closeness of it. I mean, you get, one of the reasons we chose both of these communities is because you have the distance, right? You're right about 20 miles, depending, on traffic, obviously, down to the state capital for both communities. But essentially, you get that smaller town charm in Stoughton, and then you also get, a lot of the conveniences.
And as far as affordability goes, the 2 communities also have some really, I know a couple of people who are looking because they both have older homes and they were close to the downtown prospective areas of Stoughton and Mt. Horeb, and so the bang for the buck for the size and the historic value of the house was better than being in downtown Madison or off of Monroe Street.
Oh, right.
And so they could get a home almost comparable to something like in the Vilas, but
like half or a third of the price.
The price,
Yeah, for
and
Ashton
those historic downtown neighborhoods those houses are awesome.
Yeah.
And what's cool about Stoughton too is that they have, they also are building. I mean, what's the population, right around 13,000, did we say?
Yeah.
I mean, there's these neighborhoods that are popping up. I mean, just recently, I know at our office we talked to DR Horton. They are building a new construction neighborhood that is really catered towards first-time home buyers. I mean, so you're talking at that price point of buying a new house. I think their starting price was $389. I want to say $379, $389 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-story kind of carriage lane type. But they're looking at like low-maintenance houses. They have their own financing program, so they're definitely below the interest rates that we're looking at in general. But they're really, they're turnkey. You can't make your choices. But they're looking at bringing those, families, those new first-time home buyers into those neighborhoods at a super affordable price. I mean, where can you get new construction or
under 400?
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
But then they also have, they have those new neighborhoods that are, in that 500 to 700 that are, those really custom homes.
Yeah, Lennar backs up right to that DR Horton neighborhood. I was over there also this summer, and it's just crazy the growth patterns that are going on, and they're on a second phase almost of their neighborhood back there that is literally like a straight divides between the DR Horton and the Lennar neighborhood, and just the different price ranges. You can find something back there anywhere from the 300s, like you were talking about, price point on up to almost like a 600 price point. But it just, once again, size, square footage, custom, not custom, like whatever you're looking for back there is definitely happening.
Yeah.
And historic to lake properties, then you've got Lake Kegonsa, which if that's what you're looking for, they've got luxury properties along there, so kind of something at every single price point.
Yeah.
Condos.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking there's probably like 3 or 4, I would say definitely luxury homes on the lake right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anywhere from that 1 million to almost 3 million. So I mean, you're looking at some wide range of opportunities, right? When you look at that smaller suburbs.
And you like the lakes, you're out on the lakes. When I've gone with friends who live on Lake Kegonsa, it's quiet.
It is.
Because most people don't travel from the other lakes out that way, it seems. Like you might have just a quieter setting if that's what you're looking for too.
Yeah, it's beautiful lake.
Yeah, I always love Stoughton too. Any house that's off of the Yahara River.
Oh, I know.
It's just a super fun, or like just to walk out and see those views. It's really fun. And once again, all price points along the Yahara River, and just kind of how that goes through like the downtown area. And just a couple things that we learned was they have some really fun festivals in Stoughton too.
Have you ever been to Cinnamon?
So
Did I say that right? I've been there.
I
I know, I say Cinnamon, but I think I'm saying it too fast because I've been to it a few times and I've been to the play at the, like, I don't know if it's not the Opera House necessarily, but the downtown. I've been to the play that they do that weekend. And it's a fun event.
I was there years ago, honestly, I don't remember much about it, other than getting like chili in a bag with Fritos. This is what I remember about
That's
it.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That makes me, that's worth a go right there.
Right.
I remember my first year in real estate, because I started real estate in 2020, and then at the end, and then it was 2021, and I had book showings in Stoughton that day, and I didn't know about this festival because I was new to the Madison area, and I was driving downtown, and I was like, what is happening? Because it was just so many people coming off the sidewalk while I'm trying to drive, just so much stuff everywhere, and then of course the people who are just randomly going in front of your car, and I just did not budget time for that. It was like the first time seeing it, and then somebody was like, yeah, this is a big festival that happens every year.
Yeah.
Because that celebrates the Norwegian heritage.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, which is a big piece of Stoughton. And so, just to kind of segue into why people buy homes too, it's for lifestyle, right? Not just about budget.
Absolutely.
So, like, what are they looking for? A more smaller town feel, but with maybe some bigger town amenities.
Or a bigger town close by,
Right.
small town
Right.
feel with large, like the perks of having a larger city nearby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think having the city nearby, but I think also like for me, if I'm gonna move 15 or 20 minutes outside of Madison, I want to have a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have some conveniences. You know, I want to have I'm not a huge fast food person, but if I want to grab a sub on my way home, I want to be able to find something that I can go to, like something that's open. I mean, Stoughton has grocery stores. They have like a super Walmart out there.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, I don't shop at Walmart often, but I've been in that one. It is the cleanest Walmart you've ever been in your entire life. I think it's so nice.
And food, so, I'll talk about food and dogs, we'll get to both of those, but they're downtown, so Wendigo, have you guys ever been? Really good restaurant. They've got Water Street Tavern, which I've been to.
Yeah, I've been to that.
Excellent.
Yes, I've been there.
So I need to go there. Wildwood Cafe, which is also really good. Why all the W's? I have no idea, but I appreciate that. My last name starts with a W. So I'm loving the food. And then they've also got great parks.
Yes.
So you talked about the Yahara River. There's one that I've never been on, but the Yahara River Trail walking bridge was something I wrote down to do in the fall. It looks really picturesque, and you can bring your dog.
Yeah.
Viking County Park, you can bring your dog off leash.
They have Lowell Park too, which is a little bit less crowded, but it's got really good hiking. It has good bike trails, has basketball courts, so that's kind of always one of my favorites.
Music with the Stoughton Opera House.
Yeah, I mean, they just have we've all been downtown Stoughton. I mean, it's just cute.
Yeah,
it's
adorable.
just I know we use people say we always overuse the word charming and things like
Oh,
that.
yeah, in real estate.
In real estate.
Yeah.
But I mean, that Stoughton area is like, to me, like, it's just like, it's charming.
Yeah.
It really is. It
Yeah.
feels like,
Charming and cute in this sense does not equal a dumb. Like, it is very truly cute
it's
and
put
charming.
together. It's put together.
Yeah.
And it's not a far, I live downtown, so 25 minutes I think is what it takes me probably to get there.
Yeah.
You can spend that long on the Beltline, going to the west side of Madison, so it's really a quick drive too.
Yeah. Fun fact that I told the ladies before we started the podcast is that Stoughton was founded in 1847 by Luke Stoughton, which I think sounds like the perfect country singer name.
Yeah.
And he actually set up a sawmill and then donated the land so that a railroad could go through town. But then the big Norwegian migration came in 1865 to the 1900s. But I just love the name Luke Stoughton. Like that is just, I just, that reminds me of country music. And then also too, something I thought that was really neat was the first cataract surgery in Wisconsin occurred in Stoughton. So just, we'll compare like a fun fact about, not Horeb medical facts, but I just thought that was kind of interesting, that cataract surgery.
How do you come up with
not
how do you,
either of
I
those.
was just going to say, how do you find that? Do you say, like, what are you...
What am I searching?
Yes, what are you searching to find the cataract surgery?
Because it wasn't on like the Visit Stoughton or any information that we were looking
where are we finding this?
Yeah, so ChatGPT's my friend.
Well, let's see if,
and then what you do is you put in fun weird facts, and then it will cite all the sources, so you click the link to make sure it's legit.
Oh,
but yeah, you definitely can go on ChatGPT, say some fun weird facts about Stoughton, and then it'll say, do you want me to have even more weird facts? And then I'm like, yes. So it wasn't necessarily on the original search, but then it will, and if you, feel free to fact check me, anybody. Stoughton.
Or you guys let us know, email us if this is not accurate.
Luke Stoughton cataract surgery.
Right. Alright, but now let's talk about fall. One of the best things about fall, haunted houses.
Oh yeah, so Screaming Acres is the, have you guys been to Screaming Acres?
No, I am little side note, haunted house at first. In my 20s, I went in one in Pennsylvania and a man chased me up the steps and I kicked him. So now I no longer do haunted, I don't like physically act out on the haunted house. So
Right on like 138, as you're kind of going to town. And it is, I think it's like one of the
best.
The best in Wisconsin. I mean, it's voted. I think, they say that it's just growing and growing. It's like 30,000 square feet or something crazy.
Yeah.
You've been there.
They're serious around here.
I have been. One of the things I really like is that it's inside and outside. So my favorite genre of movies is horror movies. So I love haunted houses. It's something I've done from a young age, probably inappropriately brought to haunted houses by my parents. But I went maybe about 10 years ago or so with my husband Dane and my dad, and they both just scream like girls. But I also put myself like in between. I made one of them be first, and then the other one behind me, so I was like protected most of the time. But I think it's the best haunted house out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I peed my pants. I swear to God, we were running, and I think you got out of it, and we were walking.
You should have kicked the guy too.
No, I was really bummed because we were with some friends, and this is probably, 6 or 7 years ago. We're some friends we don't hang out with very often. We went to dinner ahead of time, we were going to hang out afterwards, and you walked out at of the last building, and there was this cornfield, and we were walking, and we were just chatting, and this guy came out, and I screamed so loud, and I tripped, and then I couldn't stop laughing, and I was trying to run, and I just was like, all right, well, we gotta go home now. I can't go out
in the movies, you trip when the
Oh,
rabbit is
yeah.
just
Oh,
I'm
my
not having
gosh.
it. I'm not having it.
I haven't been back, but I want to do it this year because we were talking to some new friends that were like, but that place is cool during the week too.
Yeah.
The farm there, it was I'm just gonna say it wrong.
Users?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
That's more family friendly. That's my jam. It's like a lot calmer.
I mean, there's a lot to do there, and then
you
I
do
think
the hayride.
the haunted houses are I think they do it the 3 days over the weekend, 2 days over the weekend. I gotta look up the schedule because
the hay rides, the haunted houses, but like
Yeah.
there's pumpkin picking, there's apple picking. If there's small animals that for petting, you can feed them. That is more my avenue than the haunted houses. So
We'll just drop you on there.
then
and I'll
you
go
two can
through.
go.
Yeah, I definitely want it. Now that we're talking about it, I'm like, okay, that sounds
It's on the
like
list.
yeah, it's definitely on the list. Here.
Should we switch gears to Mount Horeb?
Yes.
Alright, so kind of parallel towns just because they have a lot to offer of the same type of thing. But Mount Horeb's a little smaller. So it looks like Mount Horeb had about 3.5 months of inventory, so pretty much the same as Stoughton. And then the median sold price was $514,000, so a little bit higher, well actually a lot higher than what
Yeah.
Stoughton was. And I don't know if that's encompassing some of the new construction or some of the $1 million plus properties that you can find out, on 2+ acreage out there.
Yeah, and I think it's important to know too, like, we have Jerry behind the scenes, so we want to give her a shout out.
Yeah.
Jerry can throw a map up to also show you if you're not from Wisconsin or
Good
Dane
idea.
County area, like kind of where these two are. So if Madison's here, Stoughton is a little bit southeast, and then Mount Horeb is kind of to the west a little bit, southwest-ish. And so it's important to know that it's really cool that these two are similar in a lot of ways as a great suburban area in Madison, but to kind of know where these two are in different directions and similarities that they have is very impressive. Like
Yeah.
you're saying, the market numbers are very similar.
Mm-hmm. A lot of new construction out in Mount Horeb too,
Yeah.
Although not much on the market currently. I think you had noted there's only like 24 total listings in Mount Horeb.
Yeah, I think as of when I looked yesterday, I think there was 24, and a lot of it was kind of that new construction, or like you said, those $1 million. The nice part was when you take that drive out there. I mean, like it's just got a different topography than a lot of what we're
Yes.
seeing.
Yeah.
And so, that driftless area, and so I do think that there's a lot of value in that when you see some of these homes come on that have some acreage and they're kind of built into those like bluffs and what have you. So there is a wide spread of price points there. But they have that 55 plus neighborhood that is being built right now, which we don't have a ton of 55 plus around here. So that's kind of nice because they're single family, dwellings. I think they're all set up as ranches and, they're reasonable with.
Where is that about? Is that by Sienna Hills? Or?
It is, it's called Windflower Village.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yes.
Encore, it's by
That's
Encore.
right.
Encore.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that.
Yeah, so, but like you said, similarities, I mean, when you look at it, it's again, 18 or 19 miles down to the state capital here, so, I mean, very similar difference in a different direction, so when we look at conveniences of when you're, looking to move to those more charming suburb areas, but have those conveniences, that's the reason we picked these two.
Right, and more has come there with Epic. I mean,
Oh,
they've had to, restaurants are coming in there, grocery stores are coming in there, because a lot of people from Epic are living out in that area.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the biggest growth areas that I've seen since 2020 is when I, once again, first started, Mount Horeb was deemed less competitive and more affordable. And as the time has gone by, these last couple of years, we're seeing that those housing prices in Mount Horeb are very similar to things in certain pockets of Verona. It is a quick commute to Epic. And so a lot of Epic workers like to, also expand their search out to Mount Horeb. And very heavy competition out there lately as well. Things are starting to slow down a little bit more, like the market facts that we just saw. But Mount Horeb is a hot upcoming area.
And it's got a really cute downtown too, just like Stoughton does.
Charming.
And just, we didn't see what the population was, but I had it at about 7,800, so it's not it's more than half the size of Stoughton, but I'll be curious to see in 2 years from now
With the census.
where it is.
Yeah, I would too, because it's just growing so
Mhm.
much.
So-
More and more people are looking out there.
Also Norwegian heritage, but who wants to say what they're most popular for?
Trolls.
Yeah.
The Trollway.
Trollway.
Yeah. They don't call it the Main Street, right? It's the Trollway.
Yeah, they have 30 carved trolls along Main Street, the Trollway.
Yeah.
And so when you're driving down there, make sure you pay attention to the road, but
Right.
the troll and the carvings are there as well.
Fun fact, did you know the Mustard Museum started in Mount Horeb?
I only knew that because of your notes. I did
Yeah.
not know that
I've actually been ChatGPT telling me that too.
before. You gotta go a little weirder on your
Before
facts.
And then the trolls, I guess, started because it was like a gift shop that put trolls out on the yard in front of the gift shop to attract people, and that's like how
It kind of
everything
picked up.
how everything started.
Yeah.
That was in the 1970s. So it hasn't been around all that long.
Yeah. No, it's pretty interesting with the troll theme. Once again, when I was moving from Colorado, you got to pass through Mount Horeb, and there was two things that I noticed: Cave of the Mountains, which is out there, which is
Yeah.
an awesome cave that you can go in and tour, and that really is a gem if you haven't done that. But then I just kept seeing all these billboards for trolls, and I was like, "What is this?"
Mhm.
You know, going through there, and then now that I've lived here quite a bit, you know, Airbnbs, the Grumpy Troll restaurant, like
Yeah.
it's just a theme and something that we were talking about. Burning Troll, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The festival that's
Again,
coming
shout out
again.
to Jerry behind the scenes who told us about this.
Yeah,
We're
Burning-
missing it next year. Next year.
Yeah.
So at Brick Cider,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
burning a troll.
Yeah,
Um,
a giant troll they made out of wood,
mhm.
and yeah, they're not very similar to Burning Man, so we'll have to check that one out next
I
year.
don't know if people are
I was
doing
gonna say
dresses
that.
to do with Burning
I was
Man.
gonna say we'll see what the
Wait,
similarities
there's
are.
no driving. They probably go home to their homes.
Yeah, the attire might be a little different.
Oh,
We'll find out next year.
we'll tape there.
Right. So looking at dogs and food
Yeah.
again, there is the Dog House Bar and Grill, which has a dog-friendly patio, and you said
Yeah, Brandy, who is my coworker, she said they have the best burgers. So she said that's where they love going for burgers.
At the dog house?
Yeah,
Oh, awesome.
she said they're super good.
And one of my favorite places, I'm probably gonna say this wrong, so I wrote it down, Sholin's, the chocolate house. First of all, super cute house along Main Street. It's not just chocolate. I mean, they've got everything you could want to buy for chocolate, but it also has really good cafe food. So soup, salad, sandwiches, check it out. I love that. Grumpy Troll, good. Brick Cider
Yeah.
is fun. You can sit outside, do a flight of cider when the weather's nice in the fall. Nice place to be. Driftless Social, have you guys been to that? I think they have like 100 martinis on
really?
the list or something
That's
like
cool.
that.
That'd be a
Yeah.
fun afternoon.
Yep.
There's another place to tape.
New Italian restaurant that just opened, Vita Bella Restaurante, which I haven't been to yet, but I will get to because I try to check everything out. So those are just some on my list, and then they do a farmer's market on Thursdays
Yeah.
downtown too.
I have seen that too and driven past that as well. It looks fantastic. Back to the Grumpy Troll and Martinis or Brick Cider. The Grumpy Troll, Brandy also wanted to give a shout out to them because they have a giant pretzel that you can dip in beer cheese. So if you go to Brick Cider or you have the martini flight, head to the Grumpy Troll, soak a little bit of that stuff.
Well, I feel like Grumpy Troll was always the destination, like you would bike from Madison on, it must be the military.
Military.
It is military.
Because I go with my sister, we
Yeah.
like park in Verona and then ride down to the Grumpy Troll, and it's just a little bit of an incline getting there, and then you have your drinks, and then you just kind of
go
roll
back.
on the way back. Yeah.
I love that.
It's like 8 miles or something like that from Verona.
You know, it's funny because I was looking in the Military Ridge Trail. Actually, you can get to Stoughton
Oh yeah.
and Mount Horeb
Mhm.
on that trail. I mean, there's a small place where you got to take
Yeah.
like some streets, and I think it's like Dunn Road and Stoughton, and there's something in Mount Horeb. But overall, it was like 37 miles
Yeah.
to go from Stoughton to Mount Horeb, and like. That's
That would
interesting
be
because
really
it would
pretty.
be really pretty. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. You kind of start out flat and then you go into that area.
Yeah, or
Right.
for Ironman Madison training, like to
Oh,
go up
right.
and back, especially on your longer days when you need to do your longest ride will be 100. So that's just build up to there. So that's a
Yeah.
good fact to get a long ride in.
I know there's a big hill because I have a family member who calls it Cry Hill. I can't tell you what road it's on, but they they stopped and they had to get off their bike and just like sat on the side of the road and cried because they couldn't like make it
I would just be walking up and pushing my bike, my head down in
Yeah, it's
shame.
like, who even tries at that point? Just turn your bike around and go back down.
Doing it. I think someone came out and gave them like water from the house, you know, because they saw them sitting on the lawn.
We felt pity for him,
Mhm.
just crying.
Yep.
Medical fun fact about Mount
Oh,
Horeb.
yes.
All right.
Can't wait.
Via ChatGPT. The Gonstead technique, which is the most frequently used chiropractic technique across the United States now, was created in Mount Horeb. It's a 5-step method to pinpoint where your body needs adjustment. So yeah, I was like, what is the Gonstead technique? So we'll just pay a moment of tribute to that.
Okay.
It's visualization, instrumentation, palpitation, x-rays, and then patient systems. And so however that is, they pinpoint where that pain point is and do what they gotta do. That's about my chiropractic knowledge. But I thought it was really neat that you got something in Mount Horeb that was developed as well as Stoughton.
Yeah.
Like or that was tried, right?
Right,
Like,
right.
cataract surgery wasn't invented in Stoughton, but it was the first place to be done in Wisconsin.
Mhm.
And I thought that was pretty neat for, you would think that would be like Milwaukee or Madison
Right,
or
bigger
Green
city.
Bay.
Yeah.
Bigger city, but it just wasn't.
I do have a chiropractic appointment this afternoon, so I'm gonna.
You can ask him about
I'm
the
gonna take
Gonstead technique.
your notes and ask them, because I do have one this afternoon.
Be like,
so
my friend told me what
I
you're
know,
getting ready to
and I'm
do.
just gonna be like, alright, and do you know where it was invented? And if you don't know,
Right.
my appointment's free.
Listen to our podcast
Yeah.
and they can figure it out.
But Sugar River also too, four
Yeah.
things going together. Sugar
Right.
River's right outside Mount Horeb, so another similarity. Another thing that I think is neat and free on the internet is the hidden history walking tour of Mount Horeb. And so that kind of takes you through the town. You can look at the first gas station, the first bank, the oldest trees in Mount Horeb. It's just
That's
a way
fun.
to get out, exercise, and kind of
Yeah.
have like a treasure map of historic places.
Yep. And another thing they're kind of parallel with is Great County Park. So you've got Stewart Lake County Park,
Mhm.
which I haven't been to, and again, looking at it, I now need to go for fall. Donald Park, which I've been to many times with Rufus, and it's not only dog friendly but horse friendly. So you'll see
Oh,
horses
yeah.
going around too while you're walking your dog, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool. And then there was smaller parks within the city, but those were the two that I could think of for.
Blue Mountain's just like a skip and a jump
Yeah.
away too, out by Cave of the Mountain. So, but they have the Blue Mountain State Park too, which has
Mhm.
beautiful scenery and the Driscoll's area. So,
And I hear there's a really good haunted house
Yeah.
in Mount Horeb as well, which I haven't been to, but at Tyrol.
Well,
Tyrol.
they have the Terror on Tyrol. I mean, that's done at the ski hill, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like 4 different attractions, you know, where you take the chairlift up and then you go to these 4 different attractions, and they have like a nice bar and restaurant there, and
That their drinks are good. I really like their drinks at that bar and restaurant because I didn't go to the haunted house, of course, as we've already known, but I did do the fall leave ski lift. And so it takes you up to the top of the hill, and then you can overlook all the fall leaves and trees. But I have to say, one of was just like the fun cocktails that they make in the ski like lobby,
Chalet.
chalet lounge hut. So make sure you drop in and get one there as well after whether the haunted house might definitely need them.
well, I mean, this year, I mean, now that we have 2 haunted houses, well,
Yeah.
ski and haunted house that we're gonna have to go to, so.
Yep.
Yeah,
I will report back.
yeah, I'll stay in the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, Sam, you can come.
In October, I should give a shout out to Witches Night Out in Mount Horeb, which is October 16th from 5 to 7:30. I guess you can dress up like a witch or a warlock or whatever you want. But you walk downtown, they have spooky cocktails. I believe you can like be outside with your drinks as you're walking from restaurant to restaurant. So that sounds kind of fun. Which would you choose if you had to choose to live?
That's a good question. I gravitate more towards the east side of Madison just
Mhm.
because, like, you know, when I look at like where my family is and they're like more towards like the Green Bay area and north, and so I think like for me, like I think I would choose Stoughton. I mean, I'm familiar with both, but I feel a lot more like
Yeah.
Stoughton would be
Yeah.
my place, just because of the location of where it's located, you know, in conjunction with all the other things that are
Well, your
important to me.
community, yeah.
Important, to my community, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think on that note, I would probably choose, if it was me, there's some beautiful like 5-acre plus properties on the outskirts of Mount Horeb. And just that proximity to family, for me, they are primarily on the west side, so it's the same kind of thing where my family is, proximity. But I just love the rolling hills, and the ability to kind of, once again, the activities that I'm interested in are primarily the west side or out towards Iowa. So that's kind of just, once again, personal preference. And
Yeah, I mean, that's why, how you choose stuff, right?
Yeah,
And I think
Yeah.
I lean more towards west side too, which would have me probably going to Mount Horeb or choosing Mount
Yeah.
Horeb, only because that's what I'm more familiar with. Even being downtown, I'm not far from east side, but I tend to do more on the west side. But I love both of them, and so even if you're not thinking about living in either one, they're just fun places
to go visit
explore.
for a day,
I just had lunch this week and
Yeah.
Mount Horeb, and just reminded about how cute it is and
Yeah.
how much I like it.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, that goes for another episode.
Yeah.
We appreciate you all. Feel free to fact check us. Let us know what's up. But shout out to Serendipity Labs for hosting us. And then also we hope you have a good week.
yeah, till next time.
See ya.